Today was user journeys.
Yeah, but like more than that, today was the first stage of actually designing the app.
Yeah.
It was, what does our user do? What is the process? How it all fits together? And then it was, how might this work? What elements of functionality can we add to build a user interface?
And then once we'd gone through a full journey of our users towards a single end goal that we identified as our first one, which was getting an engaged user, we went through and picked it apart and found all the problems that we could think of at every single stage. And the whole process is about turning it into a question that we can then answer and that we can then test. How do we address user engagement? How do we make sure privacy is protected? All those little questions. And what was useful about that is, these are obviously questions we've asked before, but while putting it onto a journey, you can see very, very visually which discrete elements of a user journey need the most attention and have the most problems with them. Which ones are most achievable. You can also see which ones are most core to the function of the app, which was really useful.
It was. It also allows us to then effectively test, because we know we can then see what are the key gears in the app's functionality that need to work for us to reach the outcome as we currently envision it. And if one of them doesn't work, we go back, we reshape the user journey, we say, well, if this doesn't happen, what can we put instead, or how can it work without this? And then we're able to iterate versions of the app without committing resources and time to building a full or even just a part prototype version.
And it's one of the common things through this course. It's, again, these are things that, we'd done before, we'd read about before, but this is so much more organized, so much more efficient, and so much more effective than what we were doing before, which is the benefit of extreme amounts of experience.
But also that we will then be able to replicate. So after the end of this course, which is approaching faster than I might like, we'll be able to do this again. We'll be able to run through this, to do it again, to really mess up someone's wall with marker pens and continue developing. Because you've got more walls. That's perfect. But it's going to be something we can use and something we can take away. And getting talked through it by Adrian today was really, really useful.